Oh, don't. You're beautiful.
Thank you. I gotta find my vape, if that's okay. This is the oh so fun part about living out of bags, is like rifling through all of them until you find the one thing you're looking for, and do that about 700 times a day.
Oh, yeah. All right, we got a good one for you today. We're here in beautiful Las Vegas with Skye. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi.
Do we have permission to record you and post this interview on our YouTube channel?
You do?
All right. How old are you?
I'm 29.
29. And then where were you born?
Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Is that where you grew up?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Let's see, the only thing we're known for is being the home of Little League.
Home of Little League?
Yeah, it's where they have the World Series every year.
Do you have any children?
I don't.
Now, how long have you been homeless?
On and off since the end of, I'd say about October of 2020.
Oh, so more recent.
Yeah.
What did you do before then? Did you?
When I first moved here, I moved here at the end of 2019, and I moved into a punk band house. And started dating one of the guys there in the house, and I lived there until October of 2020.
And you guys broke up?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say, a punk band house?
Yeah.
Where was that, around Fremont or?
No, it was, it's like Rainbow and Alexander area.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't exist anymore. Everybody moved out.
Anyone do drugs in the house?
Yeah, we did.
We're gonna get into that. Why'd you come to Vegas?
Actually, my oldest friend convinced me to move here.
How old were you when you moved here?
I was, oh God, so I would have been 26 when I moved here.
Oh, okay. She convinced you to move out here, huh?
Yeah, she convinced me to come out here for a week for vacation at like the beginning of summer 2019, and she's like, by the end of this week, I'll have convinced you to move here. Yeah. And then I moved here 2 months later.
So you went to school out there in Pennsylvania, high school there too? Mm-hmm. Did you graduate?
Yep.
What kind of grades?
I was a straight A student.
Straight A?
Yep.
So you had a 4.0 or higher?
I honestly don't remember. My school didn't really do the whole higher option because I was in like really rural Amish country.
Oh, what was life like over there in Amish country?
Boring. Yeah. Super boring.
What did kids do for fun?
Dumb stuff like possum womping.
What's that?
It's really awful, honestly. They go out at night and stun possums with like a flashlight, and they'll freeze up then and play dead, and then they beat them with whatever.
What?
Like a baseball bat or like a golf club or whatever. It's that's what the guys do back home, or not all of them, but
they still do that?
As far as I know, like my senior class, it was such a big joke. Like we made the art club, we made it into a T-shirt, like possum womping.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. I was vegan at the time too, so I was always like fighting with everyone out there about that.
That's terrible. So were you a popular girl?
I wouldn't say popular, but everybody knew who I was.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a small school. We had like 400 students in the whole high school.
Yeah. How would you describe your high school years?
I was always busy doing stuff. Like I took all honors and AP classes. I was super involved in my concert choir. I did sports.
Did you dabble in drugs back then at all?
More lighter ones, like weed and alcohol mostly, like some psychedelics, but nothing heavy.
Did you go on to college, or did you stop?
I did 2 years of what was supposed to be a 4-year degree.
Yeah. What school did you go to?
Mansfield University.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a community college, it was a...
No, it's a state school in Pennsylvania.
Did you drop out?
Yeah, I did.
What was the reason?
It was a combination of things. Like my mental health got really bad, and my family couldn't afford to take out any more like the Parent Plus loans for me to pay for school.
You're so young, you can always go back.
Yeah. I actually went back then and did cosmetology licensing. So I did that in 2014.
Yeah. Do you have any loved ones here in Vegas? family, or?
I don't have any family here in Vegas, but I have my like group of friends that I've accumulated.
Yeah. Are they all, I mean, most of them use drugs or homeless?
A lot of them do, or are homeless. Some of them have like stopped using drugs, which I'm really proud of them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What was your home life was pretty, you said it was pretty mundane and boring.
My stepdad was, he sucked.
Oh.
But I pretty much moved out when I was 17 and started living with my best friend because I couldn't deal with living with my stepdad anymore.
Yeah.
And
was he trying to do things to you?
He never tried to do anything like sexually to me. He was just really angry and abusive and like.
Are you currently on any drugs? Using?
I do use some drugs. I currently use crystal meth and heroin.
Which one's your go-to one? Which one's?
Heroin.
Heroin? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you said you were homeless out here? Mm-hmm. And what's your living arrangement? Who do you stay with, or where do you stay? Like,
it depends on the day. Lately, I've been staying with my friend on their couch, and like I work with him, and we just kind of hang out and stay together because he has. He has a house that he stays at, but he doesn't have a room there. And he has like his adoptive mom has a room for him when he absolutely needs it.
Yeah.
So I've been hanging out with him for a little while now. But I've couch surfed. I've stayed at Airbnbs.
What are Airbnbs going for here? The cheap ones?
It depends, honestly. Like I rented an Airbnb for a month at the beginning of last year, and that was only like $400 for the month.
For the month?
Yeah.
Can you go back home if you wanted to?
Not really, because the house I was living in with my roommates doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay.
Oddly enough, like a month after I moved here, I got a hold of, my roommates back home were talking to me, and they said that somebody new had bought the house, and they wanted to live in it, so they kicked them out.
Oh, so there's no way you can go back? So they
had to move on to other places.
You have siblings?
I have one brother.
Are you guys close?
He hasn't talked to me in 2 years because of the drug use. Do you
have an exit strategy? How to get off drugs? And
that's what I've been trying to figure out lately, honestly. I've thought of a couple different things. Like I've been to rehab once, and honestly all it did was teach me different ways to use drugs.
Have you tried NA?
I did go to NA for a while. I did the whole NA program thing like religiously for a year, and I managed to quit doing heroin for almost 5 years once, and then I picked it back up again last year. You
picked it back up? You were off of it for a few years. What triggered you to use again? Was it an emotional event or something?
Yeah, it was a combination of things, like a bad breakup, losing my place to stay again, and and the people I was hanging around were doing it, so it was readily available.
Have you been to jail?
No.
You don't have a record?
No. I'm lucky.
Record's clean. You're all there.
Yep.
You have your 2-year degree and graduated high school. Mm-hmm. You're in good shape if you just can get some help.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. You have my number if you need anything.
Thank you.
Now, where can people go that are struggling? Kind of like in your shoes, they're all there, have a lot of potential. Where can they go to get cleaned up, maybe, or methadone, or?
There are the methadone clinics. I haven't tried it myself, but a couple of my friends have.
Yeah.
There's a detox center. Like I've been to it one time, but that was before I had started using heroin again. So I was only using Chris, and they would only keep me for a 24-hour observation when I was there. They keep you longer for like detoxing harder, like physically dependent things like heroin. Do
you feel like it's getting worse and worse every day or every few?
Sometimes, yeah. I've definitely.
Are you building a tolerance fast?
Oh God, yeah. Like it got to the point where I was actually smoking the straight fentanyl powder.
Wow.
Because like B just didn't touch me anymore.
For example, you're running out of money. You're running out of heroin. There's nothing around. Can you describe withdrawals, severe withdrawals, like your worst withdrawals, what it feels like? Maybe to keep other people away from it?
It sucks. It really fucking sucks. Your mental state is just, you're so irritated and everything is miserable. Physically, you're sick to your stomach. Like, some people throw up, some people have issues the other end.
Yeah.
Like, you're sweating bullets, but you're freezing, and it's just awful, pure misery.
Wow. And how long does that last? Till you get the next high?
Either till you get more and you can like get yourself back to level again, or the longest I've made it in the last couple of months trying to go without it was 4 days.
And then how do you survive out here? What do you do for money? Or
I do a lot of like odd jobs or like gig work.
Gig work?
Yeah. Like, I check Craigslist for like gig opportunity stuff. Like, they hire a lot of girls for like working parties as like cocktail waitresses, cigarette girls.
Oh, okay.
My friend and I, we scrap metal a lot. Okay. I've been getting a little bit of a tan from working outside and doing that.
Do you do any kind of like cam work or?
I have in the past. I'm not currently doing any, just because.
How much can you make off that?
It so depends on how much you're doing, what you offer, and like how big of a following you have. You can never really count on it, because you can go and have a great month and make like a couple $1,000s, or you could have a really bad month and you barely break a couple hundred. Have
you had bad experiences on the cam?
I haven't had too many bad experiences. Like, when I first started doing it, I actually was back in college when I first got into it. And then a couple years down the road, I found like screenshots and recordings of my old cam shows on a different website which they weren't supposed to have been able to do that on the site I was using, but I found them, and it was like, it was upsetting. Just because some of like the comments people made about it, but other than that, I really haven't had any bad experiences.
The guys try to pick you up on the street?
Oh my God, all the time. It gets so annoying after a while. Like, 'cause I'm just trying to run errands, and like 20 guys want to stop me between here and where I have to get to.
What do they ask you?
They ask me what I'm doing, what my name is, if they can have my number. I've been offered, like, I've been proposed to multiple times.
Have you been picked up by anyone, or do you always deny it?
Do I what?
Have you ever gone in a car with anyone?
Oh yeah. Back when I first got here and before I knew any better, I definitely let strangers like give me rides, and some of those did not work out so great.
Yeah, they try to offer you money.
Yeah, like the one time my one friend, I was really sick and he dropped me off at the ER, but he didn't bring my shoes or my glasses, and my phone was dead. So I literally had walked like 6 miles without shoes or like vision. And this guy picked me up, and he like got me some food, gave me a pair of shoes from like Five Below, smoked some weed with me. There was a period of like a couple of days where I had nowhere to go and like had absolutely no resources at that time. And I just kept having like bad experience with guys trying to help me like right in a row. And like it just seemed to be getting worse and worse. I have been sexually assaulted while living on the street. And sometimes it's just like little shit, like guys will like cop a feel while we're like talking or whatever. But when
you were sexually assaulted, did you get help? Did you go to police or?
No, I didn't report it.
You didn't report it at all?
No, because I just don't trust the cops here, honestly.
Did you find who did it?
No.
I'm sorry about that. Well, that was the only bad experience? A sexual assault?
I guess it would technically be 2, but I never. I just kind of wanted to forget it and move on, like, and hope they don't do it to another girl.
I hear that a lot. These girls don't trust the cops.
Yeah.
When you were a little girl, what did you dream of becoming?
I wanted to be a singer.
What kind of singer?
Opera.
Opera?
Yeah.
Can you sing?
I can. Not at the moment because I have dry mouth like a
Oh,
motherfucker.
I was gonna ask you to share something with us.
But
You do
yeah.
sing. Maybe next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
What kind of music do you like?
Oh, I've been told I have terrible music taste. I was a straight emo kid for many years.
Yeah.
I like a lot of punk music, alternative, blues.
What's alternative these days? I know back then it was like grunge, but what's it now?
Grunge is still in
Oh,
there.
is it?
Post-hardcore is another one of my like bigger genres that I listen to. It's kind of like screamo and like heavy metal. Had a baby, kind of.
Where would you like to see yourself in 2 years?
I would love to have just a stable place to stay that I don't have to worry about like getting thrown out again, or worry about like all my stuff getting stolen or anything like that, and have a way to support myself that's I can count on. Like that I don't have to like constantly like hustle just to barely make like my basic needs.
Well, I think you can do it. Seem like a very smart young lady.
Thank you.
You just need to get some help and have a support system. So you said you did try NA, it didn't work out for you?
I tried NA. I just
Did you follow the steps?
I started to, but the problem I had with that back home was in my area there were no women with enough time, enough clean time to be a sponsor. So I didn't have a sponsor.
You didn't have a sponsor. Maybe you could try it again.
Yeah.
Do you believe in a higher power?
I do.
Yeah. So you basically know what to do.
It's just being able to do it.
Yeah. What would you say to a young person thinking about getting into this lifestyle of drugs and
to not fall for like the glamorized, like romanticized version of drug use? Like, it's not fun. It's like, yeah, like doing drugs at a party and like with friends can be fun a lot, but the rest of the time it sucks. It's nothing but like struggling constantly just to get like knocked back down on your ass again. Like, I've had everything I own stolen so many times over. I've been like so sick that I've had to be hospitalized from withdrawals. Like, you don't want this shit.
And you haven't been in jail, but have you had a 5150 or?
I haven't in a long time, but I have been hospitalized in like the psychic, the psych ward type area of the hospital before.
Okay, that was a long time ago though.
Yeah.
So we talked about your exit plan earlier, but so do you, your plan is to get off the heroin, go to methadone clinic, you said?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I talked to a couple friends who've done it, and I actually talked to my mom because she's a psychologist.
Yeah.
And she used to be a drug and alcohol counselor, and she said that of all the options, she would say methadone would probably be my best bet.
Okay, so you have a support system, you're talking to people. So you basically know what to do. What if you had 3 wishes?
If I had 3 wishes,
wishes.
I would say I would definitely bring my cat back. My cat Edgar died at the end of 2019.
How long did you have her?
He was only 2.5 when he died. He had stomach cancer.
Oh.
I would want some kind of like, honestly, like the whole van life thing looks kind of cool to me because it's both your ability to travel and your home all in one. So I could always have home with me.
Yeah. Van life?
Something like that, or like a tiny house maybe.
How much are those vans?
I have no idea, honestly. I haven't looked into it in a while.
Van, and then what? Your cat? What more?
To undo all of the hurt I've caused my family with like living this type of lifestyle.
You want to make amends?
Yeah.
Yeah, they teach you that in NA, don't they? Yeah. I wish you the best. You have my contact. That's everything for today. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us, and hopefully we can do an update
Yeah, absolutely.
in a few weeks. Thank you so much, Skye.